Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of Dishonored. And if you're wondering why it asked me to replay a mission as soon as I ended last recording and as soon as I started this recording, well, it turns out that the combination of either Shift and F9 and Shift and F10 somehow tells it to hit the replay mission button. I don't know why. I bet, watch, if we hit this, yes, the when it gets key input, it switches to the keyboard and it's taking shift as the option. And as soon as it gets a Xbox 360 controller input, it switches back to the controller input. Reason why I'm hitting shift F9, shift F10, that's what I press to start recording and end recording respectively. None of that really has anything to do with Dishonored, but that's going to just explain why it's like that. Let us begin level 2, and recording 2, and episode 2. So, the Hound Pit's Pub. Hidden alleys. Hidden in an old bar on the river, your new allies have plans to share with you. Meet with the Loyalist inner circle to learn what they have got in mind. I remember there used to be loading in these screens. Not anymore. That's nice. Nice to have an SSD and have a game that's...
This is the Hound Pit's Pub, closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
So the thing about whenever you're in the cinema screens is you can't do things like this and just get totally away from what you should be looking at. But the right thing, the only real right angle, is to just simply not touch the controller and let it automatically focus you. We have some new mission clues. Samuel the boatman has smuggled you across the river from the Coolidge prison. He works for an underground movement opposed to the illegal reign of Lord Regent and has brought you to meet the members of the organization. Alright, so the real thing here is this is the section of the game that you're going to come back to over and over again. So I could dawdle a lot, and I'm thinking I'm not going to much at all. We don't need to be in stealth in this area. This is our home base. We're going to come back several times, and mostly when we come here I'm going to just try and see.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress.
So this door for the first time is locked. This gate for the first time isn't locked.
Welcome to the Hound Pit Pub, sir. How may I help?
Hello, sir. I am Wallace, and this is Cecilia. We have been informed of your arrival and will do our best to stay out of your way while you conduct your business.
Yes. Lydia's a servant here as well.
If I may, I am the personal assistant to Lord Pendleton, and one of the senior servants at Pendleton House, as was my father. Now I am entrusted with this house, the home of the Loyalists. I have never seen the Admiral fail at any venture. If order can be restored to the city of Dunwall, I believe he can do it. If anyone can get your old life back, it's him.
Alright, so there's stuff over this way. There's a door here. We can look through the keyhole right now. It's an unbreakable door. We can go in through either door. You cannot kill the rat plague, apparently. There's more stuff over there. But like I've been saying, I just kind of want to run through the story.
So it's starting at
I think for the whole game.
We found our man. Even after 6 months in Coldridge Prison,
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton.
Oops.
The man of the hour.
Walk too close.
Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested.
I am also noticing that the dead zone on this controller is not working very well. Let's see. Controls, gamepad, look X sensitivity, look Y sensitivity, auto aim strength is at the maximum, aim assist. So that kind of sucks that I have to do that, but
Good to have
this
you
control
with us.
is not broken.
Nothing against the others, but
maybe it is.
there's no substitute for a man who's done his service for the crown.
Seems like sometimes it was getting stuck.
Have you talked to Piero yet? He made the weapons we left for you on your way out of Coleridge Prison.
What
Go
was
see
that?
him when you can.
I walked this way and it loaded me right back over the wrong direction. Interesting. Powdered crystal, apple tart. Might as well pick up some items. Behind the bar. Coin of 10. This. Some glasses. Yeah. Now I've got to readjust to the sensitivity that now that I've turned it down.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear. All custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin.
Is that all?
This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is run out. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. The oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
So everything in this universe, here's a book I'm not gonna read. Here's a note. Piero's request is denied. No, I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal, Tyvern ore. What's wrong with the metals in crystal? King's sparrow feathers. If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy everything you needed was paid for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly, but this is my bargain, or what's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else, so you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need these things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city is in ruins, so no one is going to miss any of this old crap you seem to need. So, pretty much we know that we're going to try and pick up all that stuff for him. There's a little circle painted on the wall. I don't know why. We open the trunk and there's nothing in it. Alright. Another book we're not going to read. Another book not going to read. Another book we're not going to read. We'll read this. whale oil refilling station. Sokolov has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own station, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it in the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is complete, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling full tanks. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly for once. Let's listen to this.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time, and then observe them for years if need be, to see if the formulation of energetic substances develop.
Just get it near the
Surely the
receptacle.
Empress would
Magnetism
be able
will
to
do the
furnish me
rest.
with facilities, subject and the necessary legal clearance.
Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here,
So
see?
everything runs off whale oil.
Assassin's
This
mask.
world seems to be
You're a wanted
heavily
man, so everyone in the city knows your face. But this mask,
heavily focused on
to them. If you just hold still, the fit
On
must be precise.
fishing
There.
and
Can
whaling.
you see normally?
Seems to be a lot of
Hands on
ocean in this
one.
universe.
There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Let's have a look. So if I was to go with the sleep dart option, I think that's really the only thing we need. A rewire tool to turn off security systems might be useful. Grenades, crossbow bolts, bullets, and the spring razor are all going to be deadly things, and we don't intentionally really want to do things like that because that would just cause more chaos. We could increase our mask optics to allow us to zoom in, increase our capacities. We could increase our bone charms, but we don't even have any bone charms, so it would be kind of silly to do that right now. Let's see. Combat sleep darts. Sleep darts sedative effect is immediate even in combat. Interesting. So if we did this and then this, I couldn't afford it. Instead, I will take all 10 sleep darts with me and take a rewire tool to disable security systems, rewire walls of light, arc pylons, and watchtowers, none of which we've seen any of those yet, and I don't think I can upgrade anything else.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
I think I'd like to take a look around just a little bit, but actually, you know what? I'll just head to my room and go to sleep. Save some time.
Sleep well.
So it's very focused on us going to sleep because this takes us into a dream sequence where we start getting into the metaphysical craziness of this game. There's no, it just says hit the A to continue somewhere else. No intro. Alright, so I'm gonna, sadly it feels like my controller needs some work. And I'm not gonna change the sensitivity. Maybe it's something about the auto aim, maybe it's the auto aim strength is too high. I don't know. But it very easily could just be also that my controller has been overused. So I'm gonna go back to the settings it was by default. It felt very different. There's a brick wall here. Usually I don't believe there is a brick wall there. So this gets just, so far the story mostly makes sense. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go adjust my controller settings. And then you get to this. A visit from the outsider. Something's not right. There usually isn't a wall here. If we had looked in our room and walked around through our room, we would know that. The water is falling upward into the sky. Things are just floating in the sky. And I can't zoom in with my optics right now either. Strange gravity is where we are going.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world, great forces that men call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power, my gift to you. Come find me.
So now we have a crazy ability that I guess you had to explain somehow. And since this is a new IP, new storyline, introducing it as some weird magic that is not a magic we know before is alright. So we press left trigger to execute a fast, stealthy flash forward dash through the world. You can use it to move upwards, but the distance is reduced. Aiming at ledges will allow you to blink forward and climb up. Hold left trigger to target your destination with precision. A blue sphere will show up. The blue sphere indicates that you will climb. A blue arrow indicates you will climb. The sphere will means you'll just land. Alright, so use your blink to reach the outsider. So we can't get from this point to there just by jumping. So left trigger and release. And we are now to where the Empress was killed. It's a fallen letter. You cannot save her, 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 you cannot save her. Okay. That sucks. Open the chest. We pick up the mana. So if we need any mana, we can press and hold this and then hit X to refill it if we needed to. Notice that took about maybe a fourth to an eighth of our mana, but it refills. I think because we're on easy mode, maybe because we are in the middle of the dream. Watch your step. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, you'd have to get right here on the ledge, pull yourself up. Emily's letter. Corvo, I'm very sad. They say that you're dead like mother, but I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it into the river because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it. So please come for me if you can. So, this guy apparently has her. Is this the same guy as this guy? Or are these different people? It's hard to tell. We don't even know. Sneak back here and see if there's anything. There might be something around here, but I really am not interested enough to find out. So, I think, well, it's never clearly explained. I think the outsider's goal is that we would create as much chaos as possible. That he does not like our societies and wants to see us destroy each other. That's my guess, but he's helping me, so he's giving me cool powers, so I have nothing I can really say against him. It never really gets explained in the game. That's something I would look forward to being more explained in the sequel. So here's the city as you would see it, and I think this is probably where we are now. Behind the wall, maybe? Or, but who knows? We don't see much of the city. As much as the city as you'd think. So here are walkers up here, walking around as these mechanical creatures. This game really is strange to have them, since there's so much other weirdness already happening. For them to add one more thing, as in giant mechanical walkers, is a little strange. Then here you have the whale oil lanterns. We can walk all the way down this way. We haven't even actually gotten into the level yet, and we very well may not in this recording, just because of all the setup.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
This is creepy. The heart. Equipping the heart in your left hand helps you locate bone charms and runes even through walls. The heart beats and lights up when you are facing a bone charm or rune, and it beats faster as you get closer. The heart will whisper secrets if you press left trigger while targeting a person or location. So it might have been kind of cool if we could have gone back and whisper secrets here.
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning.
So that's the secret it whispered when I hit left trigger. Now I cannot blink as I am holding the heart. I guess I could go back and change it to a blink.
All of time is meaningless here. Neither seconds, nor centuries.
Here's a extra collectible. So now we're walking up sideways on a building.
Someday this place will devour all the lights in the sky.
Well, I'm not sure I should have done that. But here, as you hear the whispers, it's pretty
The
nasty.
one who walks here is all things. Cradle songs of comfort and bones gnawed by teeth.
So the outsider might be a god of destruction and creation, but heavy on the destruction part too. So he's gonna help us out, but we definitely are gonna get stuck with some strange bedfellows in this game. Both supernatural strange bedfellows and natural strange bedfellows. You can pretty much assume that the loyalists just want the princess so that they could use her and take control for at least a long time until she's old enough to rule by herself. And who's to say that she wouldn't mysteriously die before that time ever came. So now we need to come back and equip Blink, which I'll do that. Make sure I land. And here is a shrine of some sort. And a rune. Rune, not ruin. Once you've collected some runes, open up the journal and go to the powers section to exchange them for powers. Runes can be collected and used to acquire supernatural powers. So now we have this. Let's see, what do we have because of the DLC already unlocked? Doesn't seem like anything. Interestingly enough, I thought the DLC did do this. Dark vision, see through the dark, see living beings through the walls. Well, gee, that would have been nice in the first level. Blink, level 2. Possession allows you to control an animal. Allows controls of humans on level 2. It costs 3 runes, though. So the only thing we can get is dark vision, really. Shadow kill. Well, let's just go through them all. Bin time slows time down. Devouring swarm summons a swarm of rats, which would kill people. Whirlwind, push back and knock enemies down. That would kill people. Shadow kill, unaware enemies don't see you, who don't see you, turn to ash when they die. Well, that would be one way to not set off alarms, but you'd still end up killing people, which wouldn't get you towards that achievement of not killing anybody and not setting off any alarms. Agility, jump height is increased and falling damage is reduced. Probably helpful to eventually get that. You build up adrenaline to then trigger brutal melee fatalities with bloodthirsty. And then vitality is just your health is increased. So, blind vision, dark vision. Obviously. Press left trigger to see and reveal living things through solid walls. You can also see their fields of view as well as the visual representation of the sounds you make. Level 2 shows you important items through walls like security devices, weapons, ammo, coins, keys, and traps. So maybe if you go back and play the first level again through a second playthrough, you would be able to use dark vision and actually have a chance of beating the level without.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you. And now I return you to your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
Hidden allies, we're back to this place. So the tattoo is there. It really did happen. We skipped to this section, so we didn't pick up anything in this area before. Here's a book we're not going to read. We'll pick up this pouch. We have bone charms. Locate them by listening for the song they emit. By default, you can activate up to 3 bone charms. So 3 were sitting right here. There's a mystical fish artifact, which what that helps me is for, I don't know. Bone charms, pouch. I bet this is the DLC here, just handing me all this mystical rat artifact. I do not remember finding any of those items here. So like I said, there wasn't a wall here. Mystical whale artifact, pouch, bone charms. That book I won't ever read. Bone charm. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is completely ridiculous. There are bone charms all throughout this room. So yeah, if you pre-ordered this game, you're playing a completely different game. You're totally 100% playing a different game, because here, before we even started the second level, it has handed me a completely ridiculously large amount of items. So come back here and we look at this, and we have 7 that we can activate right here. And I don't think we had any of these. Let's see. Damage from explosions reduced it. Firewater shoot whiskey bottles to explode with greater intensities. Power effects slightly improved. I guess we'll try that one. White rats can be consumed for mana. Really? White rats won't attack you? Sure, why not? Breath capacity when swimming. Moderate keyhole peeping magnification for the voyeur. That's an interesting thing. Breaking glass sounds is moderately reduced. We'll take that. Swim, quick dodge. Enemies miss more often with arrows and bolts. Let's see. I don't even know which one to increase. So let's take Voyeur off because we don't need that. Really, blast resistance on. So of 7 charms, the maximum seems like you can even have is 10. None of those runes change anything, but as far as the gadgets or upgrades, here. So the mystical whale artifacts enables 1 additional bone charm to be active. Enables 1 additional bone charm to be active. Bone charm to be active. So these 4 right here gave me 4 extra bone charms. Otherwise we'd be by default at 3. That's just completely ridiculous. That's just completely unfair. That's pre-order the game or we're gonna ruin your experience. So we can look out here. We can even climb out here if we so choose, and we will later on have things to do over in this area. There are bone charms all over this place. Let's see. Say we bring out the heart. How do we do this?
Somewhere in the basements below, hound kills hound, and money changes hands.
So we know that there is a rune right there. If we can get down there. I don't know if we could. This was a wall in the dream. Let's see. Now, I don't know how you put any of this stuff away.
Should I clear space for Samuel then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
Why?
He can't sleep in regular beds anymore, or that's what he says. Says he was in the Navy too long. Can you believe it?
Oh.
That pile of wood out there? It's a hovel he built from an old rowboat. Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder?
So we're hearing the maids talk about Samuel and the other people. So there's the maids. There's a couple of maids that run around. It is probably worthwhile to just look around all these things. Pick up items. See if we can get some more gold and upgrade. Here's Wallace.
Are you a nobleman, Corvo? No one seems to know much about you. By your bearing, I'd say so. Lord Pendleton's great-grandfather took a Sokonan chambermaid to wife. On second thought, the story doesn't bear repeating. Even the finest blood can go bad here and there.
So let's, as we work around here, listen to that.
Lord Pendleton Memoirs, Chapter 27. In my 13th year, the despised stepmother at last departed, and Pendleton Hall was again quiet, although father had by then sunk into deep depression. It was at this sensitive time that Waverly Boyle first entered my life. She who will be the source of many tender recollections to come.
So we've got our zoom in modification, which probably is not as helpful as we thought.
Good day, Master Corvo.
These people don't get mad at you if you pick up things. So it is definitely missing the standard Bethesda, nobody can be looking when you steal something.
Much better.
There's just like no stealing.
Given what I've seen of Coldridge Prison. He seems willing to work with us, and he shouldn't lack for motivation. The man has lost everything. We'll judge how he performs in the field. And if I can, I'll find a way to test him personally.
We're looking all around, make sure we read all these books. Because, you know, we want to be thorough. There may be an achievement tied to it. Something like that. Who knows? So you come down here. And in here is a bathtub. And as I was speaking of the voyeur thing, there was a voyeur ability where you could peek through the keyholes and see more. Well, at a certain point, you can come over here, hold this, and peek through here and see one of the maids in the buff, as it were. I'm not gonna do it. If you want to see it, you can play the game. It's not really worth your effort, though.
Attention Dunwall citizens. River traffic is forbidden from landing in the distillery district due to risk of infectious contact. Violators will be taken to the flooded district for treatment and rehabilitation.
So I think we're in the flooded district right now, and it's pretty much just an abandoned section. That they just leave people there to die. I shouldn't have the heart on. Listening to that make that noise the whole time is probably annoying. Let's see. Where are the people? Here's Admiral Havelock.
Well, let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you. Another thing. Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hellpits.
I had a sailor for a boyfriend once. He thought he'd strike gold digging in the Pandician cliffs. They found his ship drifting empty.
I wish this dot wasn't always here, in the middle of the screen. I probably could turn it off, but then I'd probably just have trouble playing the game.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Be advised, the river crust infestation has spread downriver.
So I think we could climb this if we wanted to and go back up there for a faster way of reaching that area. Sadly, I think we're gonna just mostly run around this section for this recording. There's, I think, little reason to not to start a level when we've taken so long just to get to the setup of it. Now these fish will attack us. To obtain the powers you obtain from runes can be used to creatively to defeat enemies, blink from roof to roof, possess rats and fish, slow time down before. So possessing rats and fish may actually be a very useful one. Let's see. But we would need 3 runes to get to that point.
Such laughter, and they're singing the old songs, linking arms. But that was from a happier time. Deals are made here, sometimes under the influence of wine, and sometimes the influence is the point of a knife.
So it seems like there's only one room. Seems like there's only one of them in this area. There is a lot more to this area. For instance, that section. But I think there's a certain point in the game where they specifically have you go there. Go through all the sections. So Oops.
Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
I'm an assassin now already? I mean, I haven't even really killed anybody. Yeah, except for my own escape. So mission clues update. We know several things. We also could upgrade what? That would cost 2. That would cost 3. I could do vitality right now. Guess I might as well just do it. Now we have an extended health bar. Yay. Obviously, it kind of looks like the extended health isn't going to get that extended throughout the game. Let's see if I have any gold, enough gold to buy any more upgrades.
I overheard the Admiral at breakfast, talking about the overseers. That's all I heard. And I think it's better if I don't know too much about what you people are doing.
Two people talking at the same time, not very helpful.
Beating forever with electricity, but what does that mean for any essence trapped within? It'd be easier if I created these processes in waking hours.
He's my uncle and he means a lot to me. His name is Jeff Curnow. Captain Jeff Curnow.
So this door is open now. We could come over here. We could potentially blink, if we so felt like it, to quite a few places already. But again, there's really no reason.
What can I do for you?
Show me your upgrades and equipment. So I have 2,413 gold. How do I have so much gold? That must have been something with the DLC items. We shouldn't have 2,000. Purchase that. Might as well just purchase them all right now. Bolt capacity. Bolt capacity 2. Combat sleep dart. Almost makes sense. Let's see. Here's a rune. He only had one. I have 10 out of 10. Interesting. So why did I buy bolt capacity if it didn't include sleep bolts? Oh, that sucks. Oh, that was a waste of money. Rewire tool and another rewire tool, I guess. So I'm going in really set up. Really set up. So I said before that I kind of feel like the yeah, that's worth 75. Maybe I have been picking up a lot of stuff too. That the outsider is a bad character. He may not be. He may just be sitting here watching my own actions, because he pretty much does judge you if you do something good or bad. So if it's not beyond the realm that he may be a good character that's just going to judge you on your bad actions as much as somebody who's going to judge you on your good actions. There's like no runes here. So I know there's things to be collected around this place.
Before the sun rises, they toss any casualties into the river. Men or hound, they all go in.
So I hate the fact that it's a heart. I really do. But I'm not opposed to there being something that would give you hints and tell you about things in this world. That's worth 10. I made 20 coins. Trash bins on the side. That's worth 10. Now I'm not going to run back to the store and buy anything. Let's see, this door is the abandoned apartment key is needed. I believe that's something we'll get at some point. It might even be its own little separate thing that you can miss completely. If there is anything in there, it's not going to be a lot.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Do not attempt to house or care for a friend or family member who shows signs of blood on their face and chest area. The only way to help them is to bring them to the City Watch. They will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
Flooded district. So I think we're in the flooded district right now, and on the other side of that is the part where everybody else lives. I believe there's all kinds of things. Let's see. Blink. Yep. So if we wanted to climb through this section, we could do that to get up here. Quickly we will find that there's even things you wouldn't even think about that you can reach. For example, this. And there is 30 coins there. Then you're on top of this.
Attention, Dunwall
Notice
citizens.
there was no way up there.
The river crust infestation has spread downriver, as far as the river mouth and flooded district. Do not attempt to approach or destroy a river crust. Any items recovered from doing so are considered state property.
What is river crust? I have no idea. So this is just back to our room. Blood from the eyes. So we go over here. Copper wire. Little things to pick up. Unfortunately, remember, this is gonna remember everything. So you can't turn around and collect the same items multiple times. Doesn't seem like there's a ledge that I can reach. And I don't believe I can get that high. I think that's the end of it. We need the Hound Pit's key to get in there. It really isn't the time to be exploring around here. There's, I believe, something over there. Let's try. Let's see. How do we turn on our dark vision? This here, this here, this. So, dark vision just flips on. It doesn't feel like it is any kind of item that drains your magic or anything. But all of a sudden now you can see how if you wanted to get behind this person and knock him out, you could do it. It could actually happen. But yeah, there's really nothing you can do here, and it still took almost an entire hour just to go through this section, this little introductory section. We now are going to start our career as an assassin. Let's go as far as the beginning of the area, and then next recording we'll actually start playing that area. Just in case this happens to give me a score for everything I did here.
Ready to go? Just give the signal.
Let's go. Then take me to the distillery district. So I had that mask on, but it put it on again. High Overseer Campbell. High Overseer Campbell leads the city militia, the city's militant religious faction, and is a close ally to the Lord Regent. Campbell is completely corrupt and holds the secret to Emily's location, infiltrate the office of the High Overseer, steal Campbell's journey, and eliminate him. An ally to the loyalist, Martin, is being held there. Free him and allow him to escape. And, oh, by the way, don't save the other guy, the chief that's going to get poisoned.
It'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. A man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. And then there are the real odd birds living on the fringes like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. I don't know which is worse. Just take your pick.
So we got some new mission clues and all of that. So it's going to be quite a lot just to even get to where we've gotten so far. I guess in a lot of ways this is part of the next level. It's just going to take us a while to get to the next level. We will get back to this area a couple of times. Some slight changes will happen. Anyways, though, that's where I'm going to end this recording, and I'm going to go try to see if I can correct the dead zone on my controller so it stops skewing to the right. That's an annoying setting. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.